Hello and welcome to Forza Motorsport, where we're just getting underway here in the M2 Championship, M2 Cup here with Tora. As you can see, we're on the grid in a BMW. We've got our teammates of Dave and Michael in this grid as well. They're both here today as well. Well, Dave isn't because Dave had internet issues. But as you can see, we're underway now. We get a decent-ish start off the line past the Repsol car there already. We got somebody now coming around our outside in Akaleo as we go down the inside of Rand player, but just about keep it clean. Now we got PTG Rascala in front of us as well, as we're just running through the first few corners here at Abu Dhabi. And this is the short version of Abu Dhabi, by the way, just to let you know. And the second race will be a reversed grid race, so we'll see how that goes. As I'm thinking about sending it down the inside, as there goes Dave out of the lobby. But as you can see, this livery is beautiful as we come across now in front of Rand player, as we're now running down the back straight here. But that's not a bad start already, up to 8th place. I'm very happy with that. But yes, we've got our livery here designed by SFMichaels, who is in this race too. He's done a very good job of the livery. We are going to be adding stuff to the livery long term. At the moment, we don't have it available, as we just about avoid there the dive bomb, and we cut back on them and we stay in P8. But yes, we're going to be adding a couple of surprises to this car at some point. I need to figure out what's going on with that and whether the person that's designing them has done it yet. But we will see going forward. As you can see now, running through the first few corners, a bit of wheel spin there, got on the power, a bit too greedy. But we're okay. Good start to this race. And now let's see if we can close the gap on the cars in front, as we're now holding that out wide here. As you can see, this corner is a little bit dangerous. You've run out wide there, you're going to get damage, as you may see later on in the video, as we dive in nice and deep, trying to carry as much speed into the corner. Obviously it does compromise our exit, but we were running with a broken clutch system in this race, which I did not realise, that if you run manual with clutch, you can go a lot faster on the straights, which I was informed after the race. So going into the second race, which will be recorded on Twitch, live on Twitch actually. It won't be any upload to YouTube for that race. That one's going directly onto Twitch with hopefully background music, but I don't know how that's going to work yet. We'll test that out beforehand. But the race will start around 8:30. So hopefully you guys can be there. But as you can see, we're going on to lap 4 already. And my channel, by the way, is Chris33PAFC. Obviously not Chris12LFC like it is on here, but that will be changing going forward as well. But yeah, we are currently running nicely in the pack, and we're catching up with the drivers in front as well. As you can see, we're getting a little bit closer to Rascala through here. Are we going to send it on Rascala? We're thinking about it. As we dummy to the outside, go to the inside, try and avoid his teammate Chungus in front as we make the move, but he comes on the cutback. Is he going to come back at us? Not quite. But we are now in front of him. Now, can we get into the slipstream of the cars in front? We're trying to follow Chungus through because we know Chungus is a faster driver than us. So if we can stay with Chungus, that will be a brilliant result for us. So we're just going to try our very best, keep pushing, and see if we can keep with the boys in front as we go. Ooh, it looked like it was going a little bit deep there, but we're okay as Chungus then goes down the inside of PTG Hub, who is one of his teammates in the PTG team. But so far, so good in this race. We've started really nicely. We're running a good bit of pace. And yeah, just see where we end up really. As we're just, very close to clipping the wall there. Legal, but very, very close. There's no track limits, obviously, when it comes to Forza racing. Because with the Forza racing, if you have the track limits turned on, you get penalised horrendously. As Chungus throws a load of cones at us, as we now got to go down the inside of Chungus. Are we going to make it stick deep into the braking zone? And I think he's going to come on the cutback. No, he doesn't. We get the move stuck and we're up into P6. But I'm expecting Chungus to come back at us with his superior straight line speed as we are going up into the hard braking zone in a moment. And I reckon Chungus can send it on us as he looks to the outside. We go to the outside and I think he's going to come down the inside. Here he comes. Here he comes down the inside. There's nothing we can do about that. We give him all the space in the world. Run off the track slightly so we don't make any contact. And lose as little time as possible. As we lose the back end. But just about save the car. We need to settle down now because we're starting to make silly mistakes that we shouldn't be making. Can we settle down into this race and potentially stay with the 2 cars in front? As Chungus is a bit rattled as well, goes deep in there. And then we use all of the outside of the track there that we're allowed to use. As now coming through here, Chungus is offline, so we're going to set him up. Are we going to be able to set him up for a move down into the left-hander? As we go slightly wide, we follow Chungus' line through there. But I don't think it's worthy of making a lunge on Chungus. He can pull us along. So we're just sitting in behind, seeing where we can go now from this point onwards. But very, very good start to this race so far. If you're enjoying this, drop a like and subscribe if you want to see some more. Obviously, race number 3 or race 2 of my series will be on Twitch, as I've previously stated. So that's where you have to find me for that one. As we go deep here, are we going to stop the car in time? Just about. Actually, that's probably perfect through there. As I thought I saw a car coming down the inside, so I gave a little bit extra space. As we cut that curb on the final corner there to try and carry as much speed just to catch up with Chungus a little bit, who is now all over the back of his teammate Neb. And we jump forward here to lap 10, starting lap 11. As you can see now, we're right on the back of Hub. Or Neb, sorry. I've been calling him Hub the whole time. Right on the back of Neb now. Can we follow him through here? Or at least stay with him and Chungus. I think they're trying to work together. I remember in the party at the time, they were working together and they were saying, if you stay behind me, I can pull you along, Chungus was saying to Neb. And Neb was doing so well until that slide there, where he's kicked another cone in my face. And I was thinking, am I going to go for this? I have to go for it. I've got superior straight line speed into the corner, superior corner speed. As we go down the inside and make the move stick. But he does get a better run off the corner, because I keep taking a tight line through there, because I know I'm not going to have the straight line speed anyway. And now we're side by side with the number 64, PTG Neb. He is there now. Is he going to make this move stick on us? We're going to just slightly back out the throttle, leave him have the position. He thanked us for that one in the chat, because I didn't see the point in battling that. We was just both going to lose time. It was pointless. But we let him go. We're now back into 7th place. But this is way higher than I expected, as we lose the back end slightly there, but gain a little bit of a cut from doing so. But we're fine. We can settle back down into this race now. As you can see, lap 13 going on nearly into lap 14. As we go a bit hard on the brakes, stop ourselves. And as you can see, we're just on the back of Neb now. Just see if we can make a move on Neb as we get a far superior run through that corner. And now we're going to go to the outside. Are we going to be able to run around the outside of Neb? I don't think so. So we're going to brake hard. We're going to let him go deep. We're going to go for the little cutback line through here. As we make that beautiful move there. Is Neb going to try and hold it around the outside? No, he's not. He backs out. He has the racecraft. He backs right out of that one as we run slightly wide, which is then going to give Neb another chance to come back at us. But for the moment, I think we're okay coming into the hairpin. As we brake hard, but way too deep. That's going to open an opportunity for Neb now to come back at us down this straight. He's got better straight line speed anyway. So I think we're now probably in trouble of keeping this position, as we're now coming down into the deep braking zone. But Neb's already there. This time we're not being so nice and letting him go. We're battling him this time. We're trying to get the cut back on him. As, oh my god, we nearly got hit by Rand's player in behind. But we're okay for now. So now, we made that move stick beautifully. But as you can see, up the road there, Chungus has managed to escape to about 600 feet ahead of us. And that is not good. So now we're trying our best to catch back up with Chungus and see what we can do. But we got Neb behind us. He's not a slow driver. As you can see, he's still there. He is only 37 feet behind us, which means he's in dive bomb range. Is he thinking about it? I don't think so, but I went deep there, worried about where he was going to be. And as you can see, we got a back marker in front of us. I think that might be Dodge. Correct me if I'm wrong, and Dodge, if I'm sorry. If I'm wrong, I'm very sorry, mate. But at the moment, we've got Neb side by side with us, coming down into the hard braking zone. Who's going to be the latest of the breakers here? Who's going to be brave? I go deep. I really do brake late. Neb is still there. I have to give him the corner because he's on the inside. And Neb makes the move stick. Beautiful overtake there from Neb. Now, can we come back at him? Or is that going to be the end of our battle with PTG Neb? As we're coming up to the back marker in front of us as well. I go really hard on the brakes there. I thought I was going to hit him for a second. But we avoid him. As we go slightly wide there, you can see people in the chat talking to each other in Discord. I've had to... Oh, also, guys, just to let you know, I had to mute the audio because during this race, it decided it wanted to play my Spotify playlist out into the party, which was not what I was trying to do. So I don't know why it's done that, as we nearly hit Dodge, who does the cutback on Neb for some reason, who does not need to do that. But it was an interesting moment there, but we just about avoid him. And now we're going to have a straight 1v1 battle here with Neb. But we can see Apex is actually right behind us. I did not know Apex was that close. He is right on our rear, I would say ring, but on our rear spoiler, bumper, whatever you want to call it. I was going to say we don't have a wing and we don't have a spoiler, but he's there. He's right behind us. We lose the back end, but stay on the throttle. Be brave. As you can see now, coming into the final few corners of this race, Neb is still just in front of us. We've gapped Apex a slight bit now, but Neb goes deep, but I go deeper. I lose the back end, nearly spin the car on the final corner, but come into the line. It's going to be P7 in our first race. Not too bad at all. And we can't be too upset with that. P7 is a good result. As I notice my teammate, SFMichaels, wins the race. Brilliant performance for the team. That is fantastic. And you can see at the bottom, sadly, Dave did not take part in this race. He had a connection issue and he will not be taking part in race 2 either. But not too bad as we line up for race number 2 as we're coming around to the grid now, which is a dark race, this one, night race. As I cut this bit out last time because it did look a bit scruffy because a few people was in the wrong positions. But you can see we're lining ourselves up on the grid. I sat back a little bit just to make sure everyone was going to the right slot before I came in. And I noticed everybody was, so then I lined myself up perfectly in my box, in the right place. As you can see, slightly ahead of my yellow line, which I was a bit conscious about. I didn't want to get a penalty, so I went back a little bit and went forward again and somehow ended up in the exact same place. But we're good. Don't worry about it. As long as your wheels are on the yellow line and no wheels are over that white line, you're fine. As we're now waiting for the countdown from Chungus. I would put audio into this, but I currently don't have any. But as we get underway, good start there. Can't complain with that. Very good start. As we're going to see if we can go past Apex. This is a reverse grid, as you could tell. As that was a brilliant start from Neb. Went around the outside of everybody. I didn't even notice that at the time. That is superb from Neb. But yes, I need to figure out how to edit things again. Get the audios back in. Obviously, next time I would like the game audio to be included. Not sure why it wasn't included, but next time it will be. So we'll get that fixed for you guys. And yeah, it was a bit of a mess, but we'll be okay. But yeah, I'm going to have to put some sort of countdown on the screen for the start of the races. Or I can just surprise you guys with my lovely countdowns I do myself. Because I may struggle to know when the race is going to start myself. If Forza had grids properly, we wouldn't have to do race starts like this and you'd have it on the screen. But Forza cannot let the players organise the grid in a sufficient way as we make contact there with Midnight, but we're okay for now. We had to take avoiding action there on the inside as we let Akilyu through, and now we'll just sit in behind as we got Wizard trying to go around the outside of us in the Repsol. We won't allow that as we go down the inside of Akilyu and run them slightly out onto the curb. Just about fair race in there as we hold it into the inside. Excuse me. And we make the move just about, giving them as limited space as I possibly could. But it's a good overtake. And we're already on lap 3, as you may have noticed. But we are battling our way through this field. And we're hoping to get ourselves up into a decent position as we've got Midnight right in front of us. But we do have a pace advantage on Midnight and all the drivers in front of us because we did finish in front of them in the last race. Hence, the reverse the grid always causes carnage. But next race will be at Bathurst. And it's not really one I'm looking forward to, if I'm completely honest with you. I think it's going to be a complete mess. But we're going to try our best. We're going to see what we can do. And fingers crossed, I don't have too bad of a time. But we will see what happens. It's one of them, really. Hopefully, I can do as well as I can. But, you know, it's going to be a difficult race. I'm aware it's going to be a difficult race. But we will see what's going to happen going forward. But yeah, so far, so good in this race. Not too bad at all. I feel like we're doing very well for ourselves. But yeah, we're right up behind Dodge and Neb again. Neb seems to be glued to us. Badge is right behind us, who did really well in the last race. I'm pretty sure he finished second. As we're now going to send it down the inside of Dodge. Not giving Dodge much space to work with here as we run slightly wide into their line, but make the move stick. Clean move, but I don't think Dodge was expecting us to go for the move there. As we're slightly sideways through this right-hander, you can see the driver, Geronimo, went wide there. And somebody else went wide. It was Rascala. We just cruised past Rascala. And now we're just trying to see if we can make a move on Neb or Geronimo. Neb gets pushed wide slightly. Now we're just trying to line up a overtake. See what happens here down this back straight. Can we line up an overtake on one of these two drivers in front of us? You can see that the faster drivers are catching us, but somebody has managed to get away at the front slightly, which is Ducky. Ducky has managed to gap everybody a little bit as we have a slight bit of contact there with Neb. Nothing to worry about, nothing serious. Move on, really. Nothing to see here as we try to run it around the outside of the Repsol Honda liveried Geronimo. I love his name, it's brilliant. And his car livery is just fantastic. As we go down the inside, slight bit of contact there from behind. I don't know who just hit me, but did put me off slightly through that corner. But we do make the move on Domino. But we're through now. Now can we chase down Neb as we lose the back end of the car slightly. Don't want to go too far out wide there. As we're coming now down into the braking zone. It looks like Geronimo is going to go for a move. As he sends it down the inside, slightly knocks me out of the way, which did offset my rhythm, losing me a position to Badge as well. And I was not very happy at the time. I was a little bit upset because I thought, great, that's not what I needed. But yeah, we're just going to now try and settle down, see if we can get our positions back. But yeah, not ideal for us, not ideal for us at all. But see what we can do. As Badge is down the inside, we cut the corner a little bit as you're allowed. Try to get side by side. Oh, bit of contact. And we lose the back end of the car. And you can see our rhythm is completely offset as Rascala's now trying to get us in the DeWalt liveried car. Can we keep down the inside of Rascala? I think we can, just about. More contact. You can see my head is slightly gone in this race. I'm a little bit frustrated at this point. I'm not driving to my best ability, but we are doing just enough as we go a little bit to the inside there. Too far for my own liking. And yeah, we're just trying to settle down now. See what we can do. See if we can just get ourselves back up the positions as we go for a send. That was a very late braking, but obviously I put myself in a position where I had to try and go for the late braking and see what happened really. But yeah, we're doing okay. Can't complain too much. So far, I think it's been okay. But now, can we outbrake Geronimo into this corner? Is it going to be possible? As we try to go late on the brakes, but we cannot go as late as he did. As you can see, he went really late because he ran off the track. But we're trying to line ourselves up for a cutback move here. Down the pit straight. That is a really good run through there. Can we get side by side? We're going to have to go the long way around. As we're going to the outside here of Geronimo. As we brake hard. Are we going to try and run it around the outside? We're still there. He's given us just enough space. Really close racing from the two of us. As we're trying to run around the outside, he gives us the space. We take the position. We're up into P4. And now we're just trying to settle down a little bit. It's a little bit of a drama-filled race so far for us. As we run slightly wide here. Bounce across the curb and oh my god, we've ruined the car. Downforce, drag and steering damage. Suspension slightly broke. And the brakes are broke as well. And that is a disaster. Especially in a race where nobody has to pit. We are in major trouble. And that, guys, I hate to tell you, ends our race. That is pretty much it. There's no way of coming back. We're cruising our way back to the pits now. Well, I say cruising, we're going 145, but everyone else is going about 180. Yeah, we're making our way back to the pits. We're staying out of the way of all the other drivers. We don't want to ruin anybody's race. So we're just staying to the side, letting everyone go, as we're going to run ourselves into the pit lane to pretty much retire. We're going to fix the car, as you can see now, coming around on the final lap to end the race. Really frustrated, as you can see from the way I drove into the wall. Irritated, broke the car again. Don't care at that point. But yeah, race 1 went superbly. Race 2 was a disaster. But I'm really enjoying this series. I hope to see you guys here in my Twitch on Chris12LFC tonight. And I hope you enjoy whatever comes next for me on this channel.